Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Newbreed Film Reviews. This is Dave. This is episode 55, and I'm going to be doing a solo review on a new Fantastic Four movie that just came out, which is doing effing terrible. And that's no freaking surprise. I called that shit a long time ago. I'm going to go into I'm going to have a non-spoiler section. And then I'm just going to flat out talk about the movie with like fair warning before I do that. So, alright, so I'm just going to get into it. Fantastic Four. Where do I even start with this? The original Fantastic Four movies they've done, the ones with, Michael Chiklis as the Thing, which was great casting, by the way, came out a few years ago. And those sucked. They were just like completely watered down. You might as well have been watching a Barney episode. Just super kiddie, crappy, corny. The Thing looked terrible. You know, Michael Chiklis in a rubber suit. The only thing that I liked about those movies was the casting for Dr. Doom. It was by the guy who is in, the guy who played Doom was the guy who was in Nip Tuck. He played Christian Troy. I think his name is Julian McMahon. And, I think he's a good actor. And I think something about him, like he had what it took to play like a badass Dr. Doom. And, I'm not going to really hate on his performance because a lot of times that's the directing. But, what a missed opportunity to have just a freaking badass Doom. Anyway, rant. So those movies sucked. And, fast forward, here we have the new Fantastic Four, and it's doing horrible. It's just like record, drops. Like, I think it was like 89%, over this weekend. Just, record drops is absolutely terrible. They lost millions and millions of dollars, and, I'm gonna tell you why. These studios, specifically Fox and Sony does like the Spider-Man flicks, Fox does the X-Men movies. They insult the fans by pumping out dumbed down, watered down superhero flicks with minimal effort. They think they're gonna just jump on the superhero bandwagon and put out complete shit, and people are gonna eat it up and they're gonna make a ton of money. Wrong. It's absolutely insulting. And what happens is the diehard fans are turned off by these pieces of crap, like comic fans. And then there's a buzz going on because like casual superhero fans, like moviegoers, they far outnumber the hardcore comic people. But the problem is like when you pump out shit, the comic fans are hating on it and it creates like a negative buzz that bleeds over to the casual moviegoers. And then that just totally ruins your movie before it even comes out. So the new Fantastic Four, it leaked, there was leaked pictures of Dr. Doom, his design, which is just fucking terrible. He looked like a gray melted crayon, which is a shame. But I'm going to get into that. Dr. Doom is one of the most epic Marvel villains, and it's just pathetic and sad. It looked like a 3-year-old designed him. The casting for Fantastic Four was just shitty. I wasn't a fan of the casting right off the bat. It just didn't make any sense. Michael B. Jordan playing the Human Torch. Great actor, great up-and-coming actor. I have nothing against him personally. I think he's a great up-and-coming actor. But him being casted as a Human Torch was just fail. That was a straight-up fail because doing that, he's African-American, and that changes the origins of the Fantastic Four because Johnny and Sue Storm are brother and sister, and then now you're tweaking things just to tweak them. There is no good damn reason why they did that. It just doesn't make any sense. Maybe to be like progressive and new age. I mean, I understand it, but these characters were written a certain way, and give us the true live action representation of these characters, you don't make Superman Hispanic. That's not how he was written. It doesn't make any sense. You don't make, Black Panther, Blade Chinese. It doesn't make sense. There's going to be a backlash. And that's exactly what happened. And there's nothing against Michael B. Jordan, but personally it threw me off and I thought it was stupid. They got away with it with, Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. And I know they've done like gender changes at times, but it's just a bad idea because you're going to totally turn off, diehard fans. Like leave these characters as is. So, the movie started generating a negative buzz. The more info, on it was being leaked out, and I saw the movie and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I graded a C minus. It could very well be a D. It was just blah. And I'm going to get into the spoiler section right now, like in 5 seconds. If you want to hear more about the movie or you want to just hear my opinions on it, stay on. But I am going to get into spoilers. So right now I'm getting into spoilers. You've had fair warning. So here we go. The movie just had shitty acting, bad one-liners. CGI was meh. The coolest aspect as far as like effects was The Thing. The Thing actually looked a lot better than I thought he was gonna look. He's the best part of the movie as far as, from a visual standpoint. The rest of the movie was just like okay as far as effects. Minimal effort put into it. Minimal effort put into writing. It just had just a corny, cheesy feel to it. And, wasn't funny. They try to be funny at moments. Another gripe, is, it seems minimal, but it's just dumb. It's weird. Like, The Thing, you have a giant rock dude who's like a monster. He's like a Hulk type character, big. Why wouldn't you have him having a gruff voice, like a monsterish voice to match his, size and appearance? No, they had the actor's regular voice, which he sounded like he was like 15 years old, just hitting puberty, or 12 years old, just hitting puberty, voicing The Thing. Didn't match his body, didn't match his size. It was just absolutely stupid and just threw you off. That's one major just error, like something dumb. Dr. Doom, he was just like molten, metal, like his suit like grafted into his body, and he looked like a melted Crayola crayon, like a gray crayon that was glowing. His design was just fucking terrible. Like it looked like a 5-year-old designed him, which is absolutely insulting. Dr. Doom is one of the most epic Marvel villains of all time, always in the top 10. When Doom hits the scene, shit's gonna hit the fan, and it takes like whole teams to stop him. He deserves major attention, just effort in creating him on screen. And there's nothing wrong with making Doom how he's in the comics. Like, Iron Man is badass. His fucking suit is amazing on screen. His techie suit, and that's how Dr. Doom is. He has like a fucking, advanced suit of armor. He got this badass powerful pistol. He has mystic powers, got the cape. He has Doom bots, multiple versions of himself, and you don't know which one you're fighting or which one you killed if it's the real Doom. He's just like a tricky, badass character. And they just missed the mark on an epic villain, again. And it's just fucking sad. It really is. What else I hated about it? Oh yeah, one more thing about Doom, like, he like talked through like his molten face, like his mouth didn't move, which is kind of weird, but it was more acceptable than The Thing's stupid voice. What else? Again, bad acting, shitty writing, shitty one-liners, effects were meh. The movie just absolutely missed its mark, and they have to, swallow their pride. I think Fox developed this. I may be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure it is Fox, and they need to swallow their pride and hand over the steering wheel to Marvel Disney, because Marvel Disney, they know how to do it right. They're going to put effort into these movies, and they're going to give the fans what they want, and they put out quality movies. Like, they put effort into these flicks. They're not trying to make a quick buck. And it stands for something and it counts. And, look how successful Iron Man is and the Marvel Disney, superhero franchises. You know what I mean? Like, they make money because they're done well. And, I hope this is a lesson learned for these stupid ass studios who want to insult us and put out shit. I would not, it's not worth a ticket. It is not worth a ticket. I definitely would not own the movie. It just sucked, and it's a damn shame. So that's my review for Fantastic Four 2015. Hope you enjoyed listening. I keep it real. I'm just blunt honest, but what I'm saying is like no surprise. Like the buzz is like out there that the movie's total shit. So, but anyway, yeah, that's my full review, and we'll catch you back for episode 56. Thanks for listening.